Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, April 3rd, very late in the evening. We have the development of two potent storm systems. One of them for sure is a potent storm system coming into the Northwest Pacific. That's going to be bringing 18 to 30 inches of snow to the higher elevations. Areas 5,000 feet and higher. Snowfall accumulations of 12 to 24 inches expected between 4 and 5,000 feet. 3 to 6 inches expected for areas under that. Coldest temperature in the U.S. yesterday occurred in Peter Sinks, Utah, once again, with an overnight low of 1 degree. Hottest temperature back in Rio Grande Village, Texas, highs of 98 degrees. That storm system, which is situated in the northwest, but another storm system situated off in right around Rio Grande Village, Texas, will be responsible for a stationary front that makes its way all the way through the Florida area. Thunderstorms, which erupted yesterday in Orlando, those things might continue today, but much of them were forecast to hit the Miami area today, and the main system moves offshore. But that front sticks around in Florida for another day, for tomorrow, especially near the Miami area. Another day of thunderstorms is possible, along with areas of sunshine. Warm and humid conditions expected in Miami, not like last week where dew points dropped into the 50s. It's back into the classic warm, humid conditions, subtropical weather for the Miami area. We're about to experience extraordinary record heat. I wouldn't say actually extraordinary. What's extraordinary is something else, is the Amarillo, Texas. It's not extraordinary for them either, but for everyone else is extraordinary. For temperatures going into the 80s today, tomorrow highs in the 50s, temperatures going back into the 80s for Tuesday, and realize Tuesday morning it's going to be in the 30s, and by Wednesday morning it's back into the 30s with highs for Amarillo, Texas in the 50s on Wednesday, maybe low 60s for the rest of the week. So that's weather whiplash, but that's only for us. Amarillo, Texas might be used to it. Other areas in Texas experiencing record heat later on in the week as temperatures go beyond 100 degrees. Brownsville, Texas, 103 degrees. Falcon Lake, Texas, 104 degrees. Death Valley, California, this Thursday, 106 degrees. These cities are going to be flirting with record heat. In fact, some of these cities might be breaking record highs. We're going to have a period of several days where temperatures are in the 90s. For Arizona and low hundreds. It's actually going to start first in Texas before that high pressure ridge starts to build its way east towards the Pacific Ocean, and then finally that heat moves into the Arizona area. This past Shabbos, the Chicago area got snowfall. We had some places in Winnebago County which received over 4 inches of snow. Here in Wonder Lake reported 2.4 inches of snow, says the Chicago Tribune, and Riverwoods reported 1.2 inches of snow. Midway Airport only got flurries. And the next time the Chicago area is forecast to get snow is going to be on Thursday at the very end of this midweek storm system, which has a lot of complexities to it. It's going to manage to bring up some mild air into the Chicago area Wednesday, nothing unusual. In fact, pretty close to normal. The real warm air misses us. That stays in Amarillo, Texas on Tuesday. Temperatures in the 80s. Those 80s don't come anywhere close to the Chicago area. We do have some low 70s that come close into the St. Louis area. The East Coast probably will be seeing their warm temperatures by Wednesday as well. Thunderstorms will erupt over the East Coast Wednesday and especially Thursday. You look in the weather map, you see Thursday. I would imagine the front will be pushing through the area on Thursday. If the front's able to hold itself back until Thursday evening, you might get peak heating on the East Coast Thursday afternoon. But really, those severe weather threats, which is really dangerous for Louisiana tonight, that for tomorrow night, actually. That then continues moving east into the southeast parts of our states. It goes into the Tennessee Valley on Tuesday. That's Mississippi and Alabama, and then off to Georgia. And then by Wednesday, it starts to move up the East Coast, including Thursday, affecting the Mid-Atlantic area. These places that are getting severe weather in the middle of the night, it's advised for them to have a weather radio with those radios which have high alerts, which are activated by the National Weather Service, especially those counties which are prone to tornadoes, because that will be a possibility, especially in the south central states as usual. Those areas, actually even a little bit further to the west, deal with something called the dry line. And whenever you're dealing with the dry line, that increases the chances for different wind shear up in the upper atmosphere, which increases the chances for tornadoes. That dry line hangs out around the Texas area. It's when the winds from the Gulf of Mexico out of the southeast and the winds from the desert from the southwest, they kind of collide. They produced kind of like a front. It's a dry front, and you can get some thunderstorms that can pop up over there. Sometimes it's a blue sky front, as it's called, and storm chasers like to hang out around that dry front, and sometimes it's as sunny as can be. Nothing's really going on. So it's unlike a regular front where you could expect clouds and thunderstorms much of the time. A dry front, you don't really know what's going to be happening. But that is where those storm chasers tend to go. This midweek storm is going to bring several disturbances across the country, producing periods of rain and periods of dry areas as well from the Tuesday through Thursday period. This precipitation eventually moves off to the East Coast, and we're going to continue the ups and downs of April for most locations, especially away from Chicago. Mid-Atlantic area, getting into the 70s yesterday. Temperatures, I think, right? You guys got into the 70s? We'll have to look that up, because I see a front that is just about to push through the area today, which would mean that the cooler air would be coming in today. And then you have the warmer air coming back in on Wednesday and Thursday, followed by the cooler air after that. So that's going to be the rule. That's going to continue. That's what the climatology tells us. That is what happens. But what we also must realize is that sometimes we do get some domes of heat, which are unseasonable. There's something which are not supposed to be occurring this time of the year, but it does happen occasionally here in the country, and you never really know. We're dealing with a very active solar activity. We're in the solar cycle with tremendous solar activity, and there's the northern lights are all over the place tonight. As far down south as Colorado, possibly even New Mexico. These are magnetic fields coming off of the sun. Fascinating stuff. Solar activity will be reaching its peak in the year 2025. It will be interesting to see what type of effect this has on global temperatures after 2025, if the global temperatures start to go down or not, or if this has no connection whatsoever. Anyways, thank you for listening. I wish everyone a wonderful night. Have a great day. Just to sum it up for the local Chicago area, we're looking at some showers. There's a system that's going to move through late tonight into early tomorrow morning. And as that system pushes through, the winds are going to turn around and become northwesterly tomorrow afternoon, bringing in some cooler and drier air. The bottom line is, however, temperatures are going to feel just the same tomorrow as they did today, and pretty much the same on Tuesday as winds remain out of the northeast and east. Wednesday is the day when we'll start to get some west-southwest winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour. That's going to really shoot those temperatures up into the upper 50s. But that system moves off to the east, and its associated cold front moves through later on Wednesday, bringing colder temperatures, and Thursday's high only in the mid to upper 40s. There's even the possibility that Thursday night, the precipitation might start to fall as snow. Friday morning, that precipitation may stay as snow. Highs Friday make it into the mid-40s eventually, and that's in the colder air. Strong north to northwest winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour. And we continue a chance of precipitation Friday night. That's because of lake effect snow Friday night as winds are from the north and northeast. The lake water temperature is 39 degrees, both in the Chicago crib and at the Chicago shore. Lows Friday night near 34 degrees. And then Shabbos, we will see continuation of north to northwest winds in the cooler air mass, but sunshine. High temperatures near 50 degrees. It's pretty much around 50 degrees for the majority of the days this week. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for 2 of the days, and temperatures approaching 60 for 1 of those days. So it's, again, as we pointed out yesterday, there's a lot of complexities in trying to figure out what the high temperatures are this time of the year. And you can't necessarily assume places in the south are warmer than the north, and that's because of the rain and the sun. It's going to become even more like that as we get closer to summer. Everyone have a wonderful night. I wish you a good night, and thank you for listening again.